house stood by the weathered lane, its windows frosted with winter's pain. The porch board sagged like a tired sigh, holding the weight of years gone by. No voices echoed beyond the door, no laughter lived in those walls anymore. But through the dusk of the snowy shore, a candle burned where no one lived anymore. A candle burning where no one lived anymore. A holy light on a cold, forgotten floor. It warmed the night like a whispered prayer, letting me know that the Lord was there. Hope rose gentle from that soft, faint glow. A candle burning where no one lived anymore. I stepped up slow past the broken rail, listening close to the winter's tale. The air felt heavy with memories spent, but the flame stood firm as if heaven sent. It danced like truth on the window's rim, quiet but strong as a midnight hymn. And though the house had an empty core, His presence filled what wasn't home before. A candle burning where no one lived anymore. A holy light on a cold, forgotten floor. It warmed the night like a whispered prayer, letting me know that the Lord was there. Hope rose gentle from that soft, faint glow. A candle burning where no one lived anymore. And now each winter when the nights turn long, I see that flame in the dark stay strong. A quiet sign that His love still finds the empty places we leave behind. A candle burning where no one lived anymore. A sacred warmth I'll forever adore. For in that glow on a winter's eve, He taught my heart what it means to believe. I'll always cherish that gentle shore. A candle burning where no one lived anymore. The wind was howling down the barren ridge, snow piled high on the broken bridge. I sat alone in my cabin's glow, watching the fire paint shapes on the snow. The year was heavy with unwritten pain. Every prayer felt lost like a winter train. But then a stillness touched the floor. The night his shadow fell across my door. The night his shadow fell across my door. My trembling heart didn't fear anymore. No mighty sign, no thunder's roar, just holy peace I'd never felt before. A quiet warmth reached to my core. The night his shadow fell across my door. The lantern flickered on the window frame, and the room grew soft when he spoke my name. Not in a voice the ears can hear, but in a truth that pulled me near. The weight I carry began to fade, like dawn breaking through the edges of shade. I knew His grace was what I'd prayed for. The night His shadow fell across my door. The night His shadow fell across my door. The night His shadow fell across my door. My trembling heart didn't fear anymore. No mighty sign, no thunder's roar, just holy peace I'd never felt before. A quiet warmth reached to my core. The night His shadow fell across my door. And now each winter when the dark grows long, I hear His comfort like a gentle song. For even shadows from heaven's hand can guide a weary soul to stand. The night His shadow fell across my door, He turned my sorrow into something more. A sacred hush on a snowy shore, a love that healed what I'd hidden before. My life changed soft forevermore. The night His shadow fell across my door.
Frost was rising on the distant hill, a January night so cold and still. I wandered lost where the pine trees bend, counting the wounds I couldn't mend. The sky hung heavy with a silent plea, and every step felt like it carried me farther from grace than I meant to be, until hope walked up that road toward me. Hope walked up the winter road to find me, like a golden fire through the frozen valley. No shout from heaven, no mighty sign, just a quiet light saying you are mine. My heart woke up from its long dark sleep when hope walked up the winter road to find me. Snowflakes shimmered where his footsteps fell, turning the night to a story to tell. The river shone like a silver thread, marking the path where his mercy led. The fears I held began to break like ice beneath a warming lake. And in that glow I dropped my plea, for hope kept walking straight to me. Hope walked up the wind road to find me, like a golden fire through the frozen valley. No shout from heaven, no mighty sign, just a quiet light saying you are mine. My heart woke up from its long dark sleep when hope walked up the winter road to find me. Now every winter when the nights turn long, I hear his presence like a steady song. For when we're lost in the cold and fear, he walks the road to bring us near. Hope walked up the winter road to find me, and melted the chains that once confined me. A rising dawn in the icy air, a gentle promise that he is there. My life was changed for eternity when hope walked up the winter road to find me. The winter wind was whispering my name through empty fields where no fire remained. I walked alone with a weight unseen, tired of the roads where my soul had been. The sky hung low like a silver scar, no hope inside, not a single star. But in the silence, soft as breath, a light drew near and broke the death. When light sat down beside my frozen heart, warmth rushed in like a brand new start. No thunder struck, no heavens tore, just grace that thawed me to the core. I knew he'd been there from the very start. When light sat down beside my frozen heart, it touched the snow like a gentle flame, turning the dark into something reclaimed. The shadows fled where his presence stayed, and burdens melted where sorrow lay. The path ahead grew clear and wide, a golden trail I could finally stride. Every fear began to part when light sat down beside my frozen heart. When light sat down beside my frozen heart, warmth rushed in like a brand
thunderstruck, no heaven's tour, just grace that thawed me to the core. I knew he'd been there from the very start. When light sat down beside my frozen heart. Now every winter when the nights feel long, I hear his comfort in a quiet song. He sits beside the coldest part and breathes his life into my heart. When light sat down beside my frozen heart, he wrote a truth no coke can tear apart. In every dawn and every spark, his mercy rises in the dark. I walk restored, no longer torn apart. Since light sat down beside my frozen heart. The midnight sky was a frozen choir. Stars hung still like suspended fire. I walked the ridge where the fir trees bend, searching for peace I could never defend. The world felt heavy with a years-old ache. Every breath trembled with fears on shake. But then a whisper rose through the flame, the Christmas wind that carried his name. The Christmas wind that carried his name swept through the dark like a healing flame. No storm of thunder, no roaring sky, just holy breath drifting softly by. My soul stood still and was never the same from the Christmas wind carried his name. It moved the snow on the silent ground, lifting my heart with a gentle sound. It stirred the pines like a sacred hymn, calling the lost to come back to him. The fears I held began to fall like winter leaves near the cabin wall, and hope rose bright through my hidden shame on the Christmas wind that carried his name. The Christmas wind that carried his name swept through the dark like a healing flame. No storm of thunder, no roaring sky, just holy breath drifting softly by. My soul stood still and was never the same from the Christmas wind that carried his name. grow cold, I hear that wind like a truth retold. For every heart worn down by fear, He sends His whisper to draw us near. The Christmas wind that carried His name still moves my soul like a rising flame. Through every valley, through every mile, it brings His mercy in quiet style. I'm never alone, for He always came on the Christmas wind that carried His name.
Porch boards creaked like an old refrain, holding years of joy and pain. I brushed the snow from the splintered grain, wondering if hope would come again. The house was quiet as a prayer half said, shadows dancing where the lamplight bled. But something stirred that felt like much on the porch boards that remembered His touch. On the porch boards that remembered His touch, my weary soul felt a gentle hush. No mighty vision, no shining scene, just the quiet proof that He'd once been. The past rolls soft, not harsh or rough, on the porch boards that remembered His touch. Mama once prayed on this very floor, her voice like comfort behind the door. Daddy carved scripture in the rail, words that never seemed to fail. I traced each mark through the winter's cold, stories sacred, brave and old. And in that moment I felt Him clutch the porch boards that remembered His touch. On the porch boards that remembered His touch, my weary soul felt a gentle hush. No mighty vision, no shining scene, just the quiet proof that He'd once been. The past rose soft, not harsh or rough, on the porch boards that remembered His touch. And now whenever life pulls thin, I stand right where His grace had been. For even wood that cracks with time can hold a memory so divine. On the porch boards that remembered His touch, I found a peace no storm can crush, a whispered hope so warm and kind. It steadied heart and eased porch boards that remembered his touch. The window sighed in the winter's breath. Frost traced patterns the year had left. I walked the lane with a heart worn thin, wondering how long grace takes to begin. The old house stood with its sagging frame, a silent witness to joy and shame. But then a sound rose soft as a mouse. The night grace knocked on that empty house. The night grace knocked on an empty house. My fears fled quiet like a timid spouse. No grand arrival, no heavenly shout, just a tender knock that eased my doubt. Hope slipped in gentle as a holy spouse. The night grace knocked on an empty house. I pushed the door with a shaking hand, dust swirling like a drifting band. The floorboards groaned with a tired plea, echoes of all it used to be. But in the corner, a warmth took hold, like someone mending the broken code. And though no voice called out to me, I felt him waiting patiently. The night grace knocked on an empty house. My fears fled quiet like a timid spouse. No grand arrival, no heavenly shout, just a tender knock that eased my doubt. Hope slipped in gentle as a holy spouse. The night grace knocked on an empty house. Now whenever I lose my way, I think of that night in the month of gray. For grace will come no matter how late. It finds the door and it won't hesitate. The night grace knocked on an empty house. He filled those rooms with a quiet rouse, a sacred peace I can't renounce. It still lives deep in my heart's own house. I'll never forget how love came out. The night grace knocked on an empty house. The night was quiet on the snowy bend, a place where broken hearts go to mend. I walked alone through the brittle air, carrying questions I could hardly bear. The moon rose high with a silver grace, lighting the doubt on my weathered face. But heaven leaned in drawing near, where the winter star sat closer than my fears. Where the winter star sat closer than my fears. I felt his whisper calm the aching years. No thunder roll, no heaven split, just gentle truth my soul could sit with. Hope shone brighter than the frozen tears. Where the winter star sat closer than my fears. The pine stood still with a reverent sway, like they'd heard his voice along the way. The frost glowed blue on the winding trail, telling a story older than we tell. I paused beneath that sky so wide, feeling the weight I tried to hide. And something holy brushed my ear, where the winter star sat closer than my fears. Where the winter star sat closer than my fears. I felt his whisper calm the aching years. No thunder roll, no heaven split, just gentle truth my soul could sit with. Hope shone brighter than the frozen tears. Where the winter star sat closer than my fears. And now each cold night when I can't sleep, I look above where the heavens keep a quiet reminder, soft and clear. He stands closer than the things I fear. Where the winter star sat closer than my fears. He changed the song that echoed through my ears. I walk with peace that warms and steers, a guiding light that still appears in every night where grace adheres. Where the winter star sat closer than my fears. The porch was quiet in the winter rain, empty boards echoing my year of pain. I sat alone with a trembling cup, wondering how I'd ever rise back up. A single lantern flickered low, painting gold on the drifting snow. And in that hush, through the cold night air, I felt him take the empty chair. When the Lord took the empty chair beside me, peace fell soft where the shadows used to hide me. No thunder rolled, no bright display, just holy warmth that eased the fray. My heart found hope I'd feared would flee when the Lord took the empty beside me. The wind blew quiet across the frosted rail, carrying hymns from the distant dale. Memories rose like a winter tide, the roads I ran, the tears I'd cried. But in his nearness I felt release, a whispered truth wrapped in gentle peace. And though the world felt worn and bare, his presence filled that empty chair. When the Lord took the empty chair beside me, peace fell soft where the shadows used to hide me. No thunder rolled, no bright display, just holy warmth that eased the fray. My heart found hope I'd feared would flee when the Lord took the empty chair beside me. And now each winter when the nights grow long, I hear his comfort in a quiet song. For he draws near when our hearts are weak, in silent places where he can speak. When the Lord took the empty chair beside me, he turned a lonely night to victory. The porch grew bright, the cold grew small, his gentle presence healed it all. I'll never doubt his love can see. When the Lord took the empty chair beside me. The night was heavy with a winter chill, snowflakes resting on the windowsill. I sat alone in the porch's glow, where memories drift like the falling snow. The year had taken more than it gave, leaving my faith on the edge of a wave. But in the stillness, cold and tense, I heard footsteps break the silence. On the porch where his footsteps broke the silence, peace rushed in like a holy kindness. No lightning flash, no heavens torn, just the quiet truth of a Savior born. My fear fell soft in his presence, on the porch where his footsteps broke the silence. The boards creaked gently beneath his stride, as if the old wood knew the one who arrived. The lantern swayed with a tender flame, casting shadows as he spoke my name. And though I couldn't see his face, I felt the weight of his timeless grace. My tired heart found confidence on the porch where his footsteps broke the silence. On the porch where his footsteps broke the silence, peace rushed in like a the quiet truth of a Savior born. My fear fell soft in His presence, on the porch where His footsteps broke the silence. Now every winter when the nights grow long, I hear His steps like a gentle song. For He draws near when our hope is thin. His quiet voice calls us back again. On the porch where His footsteps broke the silence, He healed my heart with a love so timeless, a sacred calm in the midnight air. I'll never forget who met me there. My soul knows peace in His resonance. On the porch where His footsteps broke the silence. The old house stood by the weathered lane, its windows frosted with winter's pain. The porch board sagged like a tired sigh, holding the weight of years gone by. No voices echoed beyond the door, no laughter lived in those walls anymore. But through the dusk of the snowy shore, a candle burned where no one lived anymore. A candle burning where no one lived anymore. A holy light on a cold, forgotten floor. It warmed the night like a whispered prayer, letting me know that the Lord was there. Hope rose gentle from that soft, faint glow. A candle burning where no one lived anymore. I stepped up slow past the broken rail, listening close to the winter's tale. The air felt heavy with memories spent, but the flame stood firm as if heaven sent. It danced like truth on the window's rim, quiet but strong as a midnight hymn. And though the house had an empty core, His presence filled what wasn't home before. A candle burning where no one lived anymore. A holy light on a cold, forgotten floor. It warmed the night like a whispered prayer, letting me know that the Lord was there. Hope rose gentle from that soft, faint glow. A candle burning where no one lived anymore. And now each winter when the nights turn long, I see that flame in the dark stay strong, a quiet sign that his love still finds the empty places we leave behind. A candle burning where no one lived anymore, a sacred warmth I'll forever adore. For in that glow on a winter's eve, he taught my heart what it means to believe. I'll always cherish that gentle shore, a candle burning where no one lived anymore.
The wind was howling down the barren ridge, snow piled high on the broken bridge. I sat alone in my cabin's glow, watching the fire paint shapes on the snow. The year was heavy with unwritten pain. Every prayer felt lost like a winter train. But then a stillness touched the floor. The night his shadow fell across my door. The night his shadow fell across my door. My trembling heart didn't fear anymore. No mighty sign, no thunder's roar, just holy peace I'd never felt before. A quiet warmth reached to my core. The night his shadow fell across my door. The lantern flickered on the window frame, and the room grew soft when he spoke my name. Not in a voice the ears can hear, but in a truth that pulled me near. The weight I carry began to fade, like dawn breaking through the edges of shade. I knew his grace was what I'd prayed for. The night his shadow fell across my door. The night his shadow fell across my door. The night his shadow fell across my door. My trembling heart didn't fear anymore. No mighty sign, no thunder's roar, just holy peace I'd never felt before. A quiet warmth reached to my core. The night his shadow fell across my door. And now each winter when the dark grows long, I hear his comfort like a gentle song. For even shadows from heaven's hand can guide a weary soul to stand. The night his shadow fell across my door, he turned my sorrow into something more. A sacred hush on a snowy shore, a love that healed what I'd hidden before. My life changed soft forevermore. The night his shadow fell across my door.
Frost was rising on the distant hill, a January night so cold and still. I wandered lost where the pine trees bent, counting the wounds I couldn't mend. The sky hung heavy with a silent plea, and every step felt like it carried me farther from grace than I meant to be, until hope walked up that road toward me. Hope walked up the winter road to find me, like a golden fire through the frozen valley. No shout from heaven, no mighty sign, just a quiet light saying you are mine. My heart woke up from its long dark sleep when hope walked up the winter road to find me. Snowflakes shimmered where his footsteps fell, turning the night to a story to tell. The river shone like a silver thread, marking the path where his mercy led. The fears I held began to break like ice beneath a warming lake, and in that glow I dropped my plea, for hope kept walking straight to me. Hope walked up the wind road to find me, like a golden fire through the frozen valley. No shout from heaven, no mighty sign, just a quiet light saying you are mine. My heart woke up from its long dark sleep when hope walked up the winter road to find me. Now every winter when the nights turn long, I hear his presence like a steady song. For when we're lost in the cold and fear, he walks the road to bring us near. Hope walked up the winter road to find me, and melted the chains that once confined me. A rising dawn in the icy air, a gentle promise that he is there. My life was changed for eternity when hope walked up the winter road to find me. The winter wind was whispering my name through empty fields where no fire remained. I walked alone with a weight unseen, tired of the roads where my soul had been. The sky hung low like a silver scar, no hope in
inside, not a single star. But in the silence, soft as breath, a light drew near and broke the dead. When light sat down beside my frozen heart, warmth rushed in like a brand new start. No thunder struck, no heavens tore, just grace that thawed me to the core. I knew he'd been there from the very start. When light sat down beside my frozen heart, it touched the snow like a gentle flame, turning the dark into something reclaimed. The shadows fled where his presence stayed, and burdens melted where sorrow lay. The path ahead grew clear and wide, a golden trail I could finally stride. Every fear began to part when light sat down beside my frozen heart. When light sat down beside my frozen heart, warmth rushed in like a brand new start. No thunder struck, no heavens tore, just grace that thawed me to the core. I knew he'd been there from the very start. When light sat down beside my frozen heart. Now every winter when the nights feel long, I hear his comfort in a quiet song. He sits beside the coldest part, breathes his life into my heart. When light sat down beside my frozen heart, he wrote a truth no cold can tear apart. In every dawn and every spark, his mercy rises in the dark. I walk restored, no longer torn apart. Since light sat down beside my frozen heart. The midnight sky was a frozen choir. Stars hung still like suspended fire. I walked the ridge where the fir trees bend, searching for peace I could never defend. The world felt heavy with a years-old ache. Every breath trembled with fears on shake. But then a whisper rose through the flame, the Christmas wind that carried his name. The Christmas wind that carried his name swept through the dark like a healing flame. No storm of thunder, no roaring sky, just holy
drifting softly by. My soul stood still and was never the same from the Christmas wind that carried his name. It moved the snow on the silent ground, lifting my heart with a gentle sound. It stirred the pines like a sacred hymn, calling the lost to come back to him. The fears I held began to fall like winter leaves near the cabin wall, and hope rose bright through my hidden shame on the Christmas wind that carried his name. The Christmas wind that carried his name swept through the dark like a healing flame. No storm of thunder, no roaring sky, just holy breath drifting softly by. My soul stood still and was never the same from the Christmas wind that carried his name. And now each winter, when the nights grow cold, I hear that wind like a truth retold. For every heart worn down by fear, he sends his whisper to draw us near. The Christmas wind that carried his name still moves my soul like a rising flame. Through every valley, through every mile, it brings his mercy in quiet style. I'm never alone, for he always came on the Christmas wind that carried his name.
Porch boards creaked like an old refrain, holding years of joy and pain. I brushed the snow from the splintered grain, wondering if hope would come again. The house was quiet as a prayer half said, shadows dancing where the lamplight bled. But something stirred that felt like much on the porch boards that remembered his touch. On the porch boards that remembered his touch, my weary soul felt a gentle hush. No mighty vision, no shining scene, just a quiet proof that he'd once been. The past rolls soft, not harsh or rough, on the porch boards that remembered his touch. Mama once prayed on this very floor. Her voice like comfort behind the door. Daddy carved scripture in the rail, words that never seemed to fail. I traced each mark through the winter's cold, stories sacred, brave and old. And in that moment I felt him clutch the porch boards that remembered his touch. On the porch boards that remembered his touch, my weary soul felt a gentle hush. No mighty vision, no shining scene, just the quiet proof that he'd once been. The past rose soft, not harsh or rough, on the porch boards that remember his touch. And now whenever life pulls thin, I stand right where his grace had been. For even wood that cracks with time can hold a memory so divine. On the porch boards that remembered his touch, I found a peace no storm can crush. A whispered hope so warm and kind, it steadied heart and eased my mind. My life changed there with a single brush, on the porch boards that remembered his touch. The window sighed in the winter's breath, frost traced patterns a year had left. I walked the lane with a heart worn thin, wondering how long grace takes to begin. The old house stood with its sagging frame, a silent witness to joy and shame. But then a sound rose soft as a mouse. The night grace knocked on that empty house. The night grace knocked on an empty house. My fears fled quiet like a timid spouse. No grand arrival, no heavenly shout, just a tender knock that eased my doubt. Hope slipped in gentle as a holy spouse. The night grace knocked on an empty house. I pushed the door with a shaking hand, dust swirling like a drifting band. The floorboards groaned with a tired plea, echoes of all it used to be. But in the corner, a warmth took hold, like someone mending the broken code. And though no voice called out to me, I felt him waiting patiently. The night grace knocked on an empty house. My fears fled quiet like a timid spouse. No grand arrival, no heavenly shout, just a tender knock that eased my doubt. Hope slipped in gentle as a holy spouse. The night grace knocked on an empty house. Now whenever I lose my way, I think of that night in the month of gray. For grace will come no matter how late. It finds the door and it won't hesitate. The night grace knocked on an empty house. He filled those rooms with a quiet rouse, a sacred peace I can't renounce. It still lives deep in my heart's own house. I'll never forget how love came out the night grace knocked on an empty house.
The night was quiet on the snowy bend, a place where broken hearts go to mend. I walked alone through the brittle air, carrying questions I could hardly bear. The moon rose high with a silver grace, lighting the doubt on my weathered face. But heaven leaned in, drawing near, where the winter stars sat closer than my fears. Where the winter stars sat closer than my fears. I felt his whisper calm the aching years. No thunder roll, no heaven split, just gentle truth my soul could sit with. Hope shone brighter than the frozen tears. Where the winter stars sat closer than my fears. The pines stood still with a reverent sway, like they'd heard his voice along the way. The frost glowed blue on the winding trail, telling a story older than we tell. I paused beneath that sky so wide, feeling the weight I tried to hide. And something holy brushed my ear, where the winter stars sat closer than my fears. Where the winter stars sat closer than my fears. I felt his whisper calm the aching years. No thunder roll, no heaven split, just gentle truth my soul could sit with. Hope shone brighter than the frozen tears. Where the winter stars sat closer than my fears. And now each cold night when I can't sleep, I look above where the heavens keep a quiet reminder, soft and clear. He stands closer than the things I fear. Where the winter stars sat closer than my fears. He changed the song that echoed through my ears. I walk with peace that warms and steers, a guiding light that still appears.
And every night where grace adheres, where the winter stars sat closer than my fears.
The porch was quiet in the winter rain, empty boards echoing my year of pain. I sat alone with a trembling cup, wondering how I'd ever rise back up. A single lantern flickered low, painting gold on the drifting snow. And in that hush, through the cold night air, I felt him take the empty chair. When the Lord took the empty chair beside me, peace fell soft where the shadows used to hide me. No thunder rolled, no bright display, just holy warmth that eased the fray. My heart found hope I'd feared would flee when the Lord took the empty chair beside me. The wind blew quiet across the frosted rail, carrying hymns from the distant dale. Memories rose like a winter tide, the roads I ran, the tears I'd cried. But in his nearness I felt release, a whispered truth wrapped in gentle peace. And though the world felt worn and bare, his presence filled that empty chair. When the Lord took the empty chair beside me, peace fell soft where the shadows used to hide me. No thunder rolled, no bright display, just holy warmth that eased the fray. My heart found hope I'd feared would flee when the Lord took the empty chair beside me. And now each winter when the nights grow long, I hear his comfort in a quiet song. For he draws near when our hearts are weak, in silent places where he can speak. When the Lord took the empty chair beside me, he turned a lonely night to victory. The porch grew bright, the cold grew small, his gentle presence healed it all. I'll never doubt his love can see when the Lord took the empty chair beside me. The night was heavy with a winter chill,
snowflakes resting on the windowsill. I sat alone in the porch's glow, where memories drift like the falling snow. The year had taken more than it gave, leaving my faith on the edge of a wave. But in the stillness, cold and tense, I heard footsteps break the silence. On the porch where his footsteps broke the silence, peace rushed in like a holy kindness. No lightning flash, no heavens torn, just the quiet truth of a Savior born. My fear fell soft in his presence, on the porch where his footsteps broke the silence. The boards creaked gently beneath his stride, as if the old wood knew the one who arrived. The lantern swayed with a tender flame, casting shadows as he spoke my name. And though I couldn't see his face, I felt the weight of his timeless grace. My tired heart found confidence on the porch where his footsteps broke the silence. On the porch where his footsteps broke the silence, peace rushed in like a holy kindness. No lightning flash, no heavens torn, just the quiet truth of a Savior born. My fear fell soft in his presence, on the porch where his footsteps broke the silence. Now every winter when the nights grow long, I hear his steps like a gentle song. For he draws near when our hope is thin, his quiet voice calls us back again. On the porch where his footsteps broke the silence, he healed my heart with a love so timeless, a sacred calm in the midnight air. I'll never forget who met me there. My soul knows peace in his resonance. On the porch where his footsteps broke the silence.